Hi, welcome to the channel Code Setup. In this video tutorial, let us see what is a variable. Generally, we come across the word variable in mathematics, right? So let me consider a mathematical equation x equals to 2y minus 1. So here in this equation, you can see we have two variables x and y. So why do we have these variables and why we call them the variables? So here x and y are just acting as the placeholders for some specific numbers to make the equation true. And you can see all those numbers over here. So that means x and y are just being the placeholders to identify some specific values. So they are called the variables. In the same way, in computer science, we have the concept of variables to store some values and to reuse all those values whenever and wherever we want in our computer program. So first of all, let me define what a variable is. Variables are the names you give to computer memory locations which are used to store values in a computer program. Now, if you want to understand the concept of these variables with a small example, just keep watching the video. So let's get started with that. Let us say we are working in a financial company and let us say that we have a need to use the bank account number of the user in our computer program multiple times. So whenever you want that bank account number and wherever you want that in your computer program, you have to collect the bank account number from the user and you have to retype that wherever and whenever you want. It is okay if you have some good patience and if you are able to just retype that multiple times. But what happens if the user changes his or her bank account number? Then you have to edit everywhere you have typed in this bank account number. So isn't it seems to be complex? Or don't we have an alternative for this complex thing? Yes, we do have an alternative, and this is the situation where the concept of variable comes into the picture. So now let us see how we can build an alternative for that. So when we are writing the computer program, we can use the computer memory. So here we are just thinking of storing the bank account number, the value in some memory. Okay, I have just put the value at some memory location in the memory. So now if I want to access that value or now if I want to get that value, I want some reference to identify that memory location. So here I'm just giving it an identifier account, a tag to it to identify the memory location. So now if you see here, I'm just identifying the memory location with an identifier account and I am having the value in the memory location. Now even if the user changes the value or the changes the bank account number, the value just changes in that memory location and wherever I use that variable. So there is no problem with this concept. And in different programming language there are different ways to just create this identifier and assigning the value to that identifier. So here you can see it is the general way to talk about the variable. Here you can see this is an identifier and this is the value and this is the assignment operator to assign the value to the identifier. And the main thing that we have to note here is just we are not assigning the value to the identifier but we are storing at some memory location and we are identifying that memory location with this identifier. And the set of this identifier, the assignment operator and the value comprises the variable. So while we are creating the variable, this is the general structure and we can use all the data types to assign the values for the variables. Like we can use the boolean values, we can use the strings, the arrays and every data type we have. I think that I'm done with this video tutorial and I hope that you have understood what is a variable and what is the main use of the variable. And if you have any further doubts, you can ask them in the comment section below. And if you like the video, just hit the like button and subscribe button for more videos.